My name is Nicholas Evans. Born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska. I joined the Army when I was 19 years old. I took a year out of high school, figured things out. Got into some trouble, but the Army is what I wanted to do to become a man and kind of mature. I wasn't raised with my biological father, never really knew him, so the Army at the time was something that I chose to do to just better myself and become a better man. I served for 6 years. The first 2 years that I was enlisted was active duty service, including training, so basic training, airborne training, technical school. I deployed within the first 2 years that I was enlisted. I went to Afghanistan for a year. I was a part of a group support battalion for 3rd Group Special Forces. So we were attached to the Combined Joint Special Operations Task Force, Afghanistan. I worked in the rigger and aerial delivery department, where we shipped supplies to dozens and dozens of drop zones throughout the year that I was there. So coming home, I found there to be a lot of confusion in my life, a lot of emotional stress and anxiety, and a lot of pressure and a lot of depression and isolation. Some of it was childhood trauma, but a lot of it was just growing through all of that trauma, both in childhood and in military service. And so in 2012, I moved to California and I began growing my own cannabis, and I was introduced to plant medicine during that time. And in that introduction, I was able to find relief through some things. I was able to identify what was really going to be healing for me. So it kind of started with cannabis. I grew my own plant and just kind of tried taking care of myself in that way. And then I got introduced to psilocybin mushrooms shortly thereafter. Did a couple of microdoses. I was able to achieve one dose that was around like 3 to 4 grams. And at that time, I had never taken any psychedelic. I've never, all through high school and stuff, I used to trip sit for all my friends that, shout out to all you homies. I used to trip sit for kids that, would do LSD and mushrooms and stuff like that. So I always got a first-hand account, but never really did it. And so I found myself in my adult life, after trauma, being introduced to plant medicine like mushrooms, and that really turned me on to relief in a lot of different ways. The microdosing and the use of cannabis allowed me to seek out nature and the healing in nature, and being around plants and hiking on a trail and being outdoors and getting sunlight, finding a new spirit. And from then on, that kind of started a whole new spiritual journey. Not only just a journey within healing and finding medicine and finding who I was again, but also finding my spirit again, finding who I've been called to be essentially on this planet or in this universe. And over time, that's brought me to where I'm at now. It's kind of crazy to be sitting here looking at the view. I can't stop looking at it. But sitting at this home in the beautiful southern county of Colorado, closest to New Mexico, the journey that I've been on has brought me here to partake in Kambo and Ayahuasca ceremonies. And so outside of the psychedelics that I did in my young adulthood, a few years back, I was able to partake in a ceremony of 5-MeO DMT, and that reawakened a lot of the things that I had seen and experienced while doing the microdose and being introduced to plant medicine. It reawakened a lot of things, but it also reawakened inside me of what I need to do to stay healthy, both in this physical world but also in the spiritual world. And so losing people in my life to death, but also to suicide and things of those sorts, it's left a lot of question of who I am and what I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be for those people. And so the rest of my life that I've lived from the time that my brother died when I was a kid, I've basically, made a commitment to carry on this life for those and those that have been affected like me but just gave up. And so the healing that I want to conquer and get through and achieve is just being able to be comfortable with myself, love myself, and honor those that I've been affected by or been around, either loved or been in intimate relationships, things of those sorts. So one of the things that I've dealt with is a lot of anger and hatred and not loving myself because of the trauma from dealing with death of other people and the trauma that I've gone through. So I hope that Kambo can heal me of the ailment of pain and grief, but also I hope that Ayahuasca can show me the new way and help take me to a new height of loving myself, because that's something that I've neglected doing for a really long time. And I want to help those that are here with me to achieve that as well, whether it just be my presence or my support, but it's just something that I want to focus on.
How long have you been thinking of approaching and attending a Kambo or Ayahuasca ceremony since you've heard of it?
Let's see. I've known you for about 3-4 years now. So, I've been curious about it for quite some time, that's for sure, ever since seeing some of your projects, but also seeing projects of others. Soldiers of the Vine is a video that I watched on YouTube, and it's a great movie as far as an introduction, because I never really thought that there would be a group of veterans that would be on a path to natural healing like this. When I come back home as a veteran, I thought like, oh, I'm supposed to just live this, post red, white, and blue life. And so it's been for a few years now that I've been really intrigued by the fact that there's a group of veterans that are like breaking from that that lifestyle or that mentality or that mindset of having to honor, country and society. So it's just really, I don't know, it's inspiring to see that there could be veterans that could do this indigenous plant medicine. And so, yeah, I've wanted to do it for a few years now. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity that I have now to do it.
If you could tell yourself something now before attending your first ceremonies with Kambo and Ayahuasca, what would you want to tell yourself on camera to go back and look at your old self?
So what I'm saying now is going to be to my old self. I mean, that's a loaded question, but there's parts of you that I want to see flourish, and there's parts of you that I just never want to see again.
You want to feel free of the ball and chain.
Yeah, I've done a lot to keep myself trapped. I'm even holding it back now.
That's all right.
But I trap myself a lot in what I've been through, what I've seen, and it's caused a lot of anguish outside of me even. It's affected people in my life, and so yeah, to be honest, I mean, there's a part of me that I don't want to see again after this weekend. And I'm not trying to speak into the spiritual realm. I'm not even trying to speak it into existence that, that will absolutely be 100%. But I know right now that the work is inside of me. The work is up to me to do it. And so not only is it for my hope to be able to conquer that, but I need to be shown how. I need to be shown the way, 5-MeO, DMT, that experience, shoot, even the psilocybin experiences and even an LSD experience has allowed me to learn that and take it on as something to prepare for, but it's been so short-lived, and I'm in belief that this weekend could be something to help make it a little more permanent or long-standing, to get out of that funk of depression and isolation and trapping myself and thinking about who I am and what I am and the perception of others. So I just want to be shown how to just let that go and let it be just a distant memory, and that will allow me to not see that person again, because then I'll be reminded, like, the work that I've done to put that person where he needs to be,
I'm proud of you, man. It takes that big first step.
Yeah, at first I didn't even know what to say, but the first thing that came to mind was like, there's a part of me that I absolutely do not want to see or hear from ever again.
But you can forgive that old self, correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I kind of have to. I mean, if it's up to me to do everything that I want to do this weekend, then it's up to me to forgive and forget, It's my responsibility. But also, like, it hasn't hit me on that emotional platform until that moment. Like, I haven't thought about it deeply until right now. Like, yeah. Yeah.